Gordon, Winter 2021-22 drone. The objective of this drone flight was to capture shots above Gordon Lake. We drove to the area from Gordon Lake Road towards the Vermilion River and crossed the Vermilion Bridge below Vermilion Lake, which took us on Lockerbie Mine Road. This dead-end road was very important in the pioneer era as it connected to some of the earliest mines in the Sudbury Basin and to Highway 17 West, which ran along the Algoma East Division rail line of the Canadian Pacific Railroad. The Canadian Pacific Main Line ran at the Gordon Lake Road end and crossed the Vermilion at the Larchwood Station. The main line and the Algoma Division linked at the Sudbury Junction Station, which had been completed in 1883 by the Worthington Gang. The division to the Soo was not completed until the end of the 80s. Who was Gordon? We believe that he was the same person, or a relative of the person, behind the namesake of another Gordon Lake located at the Soo end of that line, where James Stobie and his siblings had mining interests near the Stobie station of the Soo line. The same bloodline had logging interests near Cache Bay and Sturgeon Falls, which happens to be where the Salter team began their 1857 baseline study towards what would later become Creighton and Sudbury. In other words, the Stobie and Gordon story near Bruce Mines, Sault Ste. Marie and Stobie Station moved their mining game towards the Sudbury Junction and created the story of Stobie Dam and Gordon Lake in the process. As the general story goes, at the end of the 80s, Henry Ranger located a potential gold mine and claimed it somewhere near the quadrant point of concession line 4 and lots 10 and 11 of Creighton Township. He sold it to a group who explored it as Creighton Gold Mine for a few years afterwards, but left it abandoned when they found no way of mining it profitably. Gordon was likely the leader of that project and likely had a base camp on Lot 4 of Concession 4 of Fairbank Township. His camp was on the north shores of a small lake that became Gordon Lake. A very dry creek links Gordon Lake to Vermilion River in Concession 4. The creek is a few miles downstream from Stobie Dam. The Creighton Gold Mine project and a work camp would have likely been a mile or so east of the Vermilion River. Somewhere in some marshy forest infested with black flies and the occasional black bear or moose. We were taking these aerial drone pictures on a winter day while standing on Lot 2 of Concession 4 of Fairbank Township. It was a windy day and we did not dare fly further, so we only captured a very limited view of Gordon Lake and the surroundings. All of these townships were surveyed while or soon after the Canadian Pacific crews built the link from Mattawa and Sturgeon Falls to the Northlands.